All right. Hi, Rodeva. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you doing, Tessa?
I'm doing all right. Just excited to I don't know, ask you a few questions about yourself. Hear a little bit about you, so that our students know, your deal, your story, your whole approach to things. So I guess just I should start out with asking you a little bit about how you even came, or let's start maybe with your academic background. I'm curious, what you study, how you came to study what you do, and what your academic interests are.
Yeah, so currently I'm a senior here at MIT and I'm majoring in computer science and molecular bio. I came about this with like coming into college, wanting being pre-med and wanting to be a doctor. But then exploring CS and exploring bio, I realized I can do it through computational bio. And it has a lot of hands-on impacts, which I was looking for. And I don't necessarily need to do 4 years of med school and then several more years of residency to make a hands-on impact. And yeah.
Neat. And I guess so. I'm curious. So you have this kind of trajectory through. Also, I love when we have stories where people change what they're studying or change their trajectory mid college, because I feel like it reflects so much of what we do here too, of people figuring it out and making dynamic decisions based on good resources and good people around them. But so I'm curious. So you have this crazy academic trajectory doing computational bio. How did you come into doing college counseling and tutoring, which you do? You're such a jack of all trades that you kind of do both ends of things.
Yeah, I would say it started I started tutoring since before college or like even in high school. I just loved being able to like just share the knowledge, or I would see my friend just struggling in a topic and just explaining it in a fun way or in a way of like increasing the enjoyment of the topic to me was something that I loved doing. It made the process of understanding the topic better for me and on the other end too. And then once I got into college, I felt confident on giving advice. I did get accepted to all the colleges I applied to, so I felt very confident on giving college advice because I had like actual cold hard proof to back up my claims, I would say. And I came from like I knew that resources are like very critical in being able to get to your goal and how important having correct resources and having the correct guidance is. Um, and I just wanted to help more students out in that way. And it started a lot with people close to me and helping them, giving those resources, giving that guidance. And I really enjoy the process of being able to give that feedback to people. And to me, it's a way of creating hands on impact.
I mean, that's also a crazy kind of bragging point that you got in everywhere that you applied. Was there anything that was really hard about the college app process for you, or anything that surprised you? Because I feel like on the end of it, it sounds really like, oh wow, she did so great. It was such a piece of cake. She's such an overachiever. But like, I'm sure that was really hard. I don't know. I'm
So I
curious.
would say absolutely everything about it was hard because I grew up in Bangladesh, and over there, it's once you get into high school, people drop all their extracurricular activities because they focus on their exams, and that's the one thing that you don't want to do because when you apply to especially MIT and Harvard and Columbia, your extracurriculars are is the way that you stand out. And then it's a lot of them like doing taekwondo was not like a very typical skill to have, or like why are you doing it? Focus on your exams. And then even like the application process, there was just a lot of misinformation on what you need to get accepted or what colleges look for, or even that you have to like basically be able to fully afford MIT to get here, or certain misconceptions on like what you have to put in your application, which are utterly false, or like you have to have a certain X number of volunteer hours, where on the other hand, it's actually showing why you're so like passionate about that volunteer project that'll get you in rather than how many hours you've been doing it for. So it was a lot of research on my end, like a lot of hours on the internet, just being able to collect all of that information on like what is actually true, relevant, good advice compared to what are myths on the internet. Because you will see so much advice on the internet, which is just like, oh, it sounds right, but it actually has nothing backing it up. So honestly, like COVID year was the year I applied and it had like the most number of applicants. I spent many hours like down on my laptop just researching what advice is actually like consistent and actually will get me to my goals. And that's also why I was so passionate on like tutoring or mentoring students on college advice afterwards. It's because I wanted to pass on accurate information, because I struggle getting accurate information or having an easy college admissions process.
Well, it's interesting too that you bring up some of the soft skills, like the extracurriculars and some of the soft skills, because I think that there's this misconception that if you get a perfect SAT score and have a perfect GPA, that you'll get into all of these schools.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately like, and I see kids killing themselves trying to achieve these things, and it's admirable, but it's just not like, that's not the full formula anymore, nor is that in and of itself valuable. Like, you should be doing things, you should have hobbies, you should be learning how to talk to other people and communicate your ideas as like in speech and conversation and interviews, as opposed to just like on, you know, kind of an exam booklet. So, and I think that that's one thing that we've run into with a number of students, especially STEM students, who think that like, if I can just get those marks, if I can just get this test score, like I'm set. And like, not only is that a bad way to do college, it's a bad way to do life. Like, I think it sets you up for real failure when like you don't develop these other parts of your personality and of your life. So it's, I don't know. I think hitting two birds with one stone, that it's helpful for college, but also helpful for life beyond college. Yeah.
Add on, like in Bangladesh, so there's a common misconception to go to MIT or to an Ivy League, because they usually choose one student or two students every year from the entire country, that you need to be like a math Olympiad medalist or like a science Olympiad international medalist to even stand a chance. So any background that is not a science Olympiad, any student, they think they don't have a shot. But I would argue that, yes, I did have Olympiad background, but I haven't seen someone from Earth Science Olympiad like get into MIT and Harvard. So it was a combination of all of the parts of my application and whole that got me into it. And I would say stress on the leadership parts of my application. So my extracurriculars outside of my Olympiads, yes, my Olympiad showed my academic abilities and my strong academic skills, but like there are many more parts in your application that schools look for.
And I guess if we're going to end on a wholesome note, I'm curious if you have any memories from your time during undergrad that stick out to you as like favorite memories or kind of unexpected experiences that you think will stick with you after college.
I would say the many PE classes that MIT has that I've absolutely loved. So here at MIT, I've taken parkour as a PE class. Yes, it's like the skill of like hopping from at its extreme, hopping from building to building. I've done ice skating. I've done sailing. You can get a pirate's license here if you do fencing, swimming, fencing, archery, which I've also done, pistol. I am forgetting the four at this point. Damn.
No, but I've heard of this before.
But yes, it's super cool. I absolutely love the spirit of it. And then we also have Bad Ideas Week, where we have like, you can pitch any idea and then you get funds for it and then you can execute it. So one was like making this massive pie that was like the size of like a dining table. And because it was such a big pie, you had to create your own oven for it, which the students also did. So there's just a lot of crazy ideas that happen here, and there's just so much fun for it.
That's so neat. I feel like these are the kinds of things that you don't hear about and you won't read about on a college admissions website, generally speaking. But I feel like these are the best kinds of best parts of college. So I don't know. It's a question I like to ask. Well, anyway, well, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about yourself. And I'm sure everyone will be hearing more from you soon. Yeah. Until then, we'll see you later.
I'll see you. Bye, Tessa.